This is a story of boy meets girl, but you should know up front, this is not a love story.
So people have been talking about Tim Walz or Walz, however you pronounce his name. I don't care. I ain't supporting him. People have been talking about the fact that he might have made some false claims about his military experience and might have stolen some valor. And then you have Charlamagne the devil. I refuse to call him the other name he wants to go by, is out here backing the nastiness. People can't call him out, Charlamagne. They wrong for calling out stolen valor. That's nasty. Let's take a look at it.
Round of applause to JD Vance. Round of applause. MAGA Republicans are the best at distractions. They are the best at deflecting. And news networks, for whatever reason, eat out of the palm of their hands because CNN correspondent Tom Foreman decided to fact check what Tim Walz said. Let's listen.
Walz did make a comment speaking to a group. He's done it a couple of times where he has used language that has suggested that he carried weapons in a fighting situation. As you know, with your contact with the military, I know from coming from a military family, there is a difference between being in a combat area, being involved at a time of war, and actually being in a position where people are shooting at you. There is no evidence that at any time Governor Walz was in a position of being shot at. And some of his language could easily be seen to suggest that he was. So that is absolutely false when he said that about gun rights out there.
CNN correspondent Tom Foreman said there is no evidence Tim Walz carried weapons in combat. Same thing JD Vance brought to the forefront. Now that is a point of political debate on a lot of these cable news networks. This is Leonard McKelvey, Charlamagne the God talking. I have one statement to make about all of this. Who gives a F? Okay, I don't care if Tim Walz did or did not carry weapons of war in combat. You know what I care about? I care about what Tim Walz was actually bringing to the forefront, and that is military-style assault weapons should not be in the hands of civilians. Military-style assault weapons are designed for maximum kills in combat situations, okay?
Well, first things first, I'll tell you who cares. People who actually served in the military. The people who deserve respect. You know, sometimes you cast them aside, the ones that put their life at risk. I don't think they would appreciate somebody lying about their status in the military. I have military homies, and if you think I did not use them to check other people in the military to see if they was real right and official, you out your mind. I did that all the time. You know how many times I've seen somebody get called a paper pusher? I know what it is. Seems like he might have been doing some paper pushing over there, Tim Walz. Hey, I'm smoking and I ain't wearing my glasses. Maybe later on in the show. But I think Charlamagne is straight tripping. And as far as the automatic pew-pews, that's like non-existent. That's not out on the street. This is not a movie or TV show. I don't think that some of these people in media know the difference. Automatic pew-pews is not just out on the streets like that. That's not like an actual thing. This isn't Showtime starring Eddie Murphy and Al Pacino. I think it was Robert De Niro. It was. Hey, don't judge me. But yeah, I think that Charlamagne is out of pocket. I think that he is just shilling and grifting for Kamala as the rest of woke media. And I'm not standing for it. I don't appreciate it, and I'm not rocking with it. You ain't fooling me, Charlamagne. Yeah, I just sized you up. They ain't been the same since Angela Yee left the show. They have not been the same. The streamer Destiny decided to go to another debate where he was going to lose and embarrass himself. He went on there, and it was bad. Spurred out. And then he eventually ran away. It was about January 6th, a topic that Destiny refused to ever let go. Never forgets. Okay, let's take a look at this. It's a straight comedy, man. He got destroyed.
And second, it gets to the broader point, as someone who's fucking researched this so heavily and talks about this case often as, oh, well, there was a case where they ruled this was insurrection. There was the New Mexico case and there was the Colorado case. You didn't even fucking read the court decision, man. You didn't even
I literally told you like 20 times that they use a three-pronged thing for their decision of insurrection in this case. How many times did you not?
So you did read it before. That's what you're saying.
A long time ago, yes.
Okay.
Or at the very least, an executive summary. I'm pretty sure I read the case, yes.
You read it before, but you were unaware that they specifically said we're not giving an actual definition of the term insurrection.
It's that the way that you're phrasing this is not accurate. What did they say, Rob? Are you even capable of phrasing what they said?
Yes, I've done it like 5 times. Are you capable of
Phrase what they said. Phrase what they said.
There is a lot of varying definitions of the term insurrection, but we're not going to settle on one actual definition of insurrection because we think that whatever definition of insurrection we would use, January 6th meets it.
There you go. Correct.
Wow. No, do you want me to say no?
Wait, you tested his gangster and he knew it? Ooh, I don't think Destiny gonna like that. I don't think Destiny is going to like that. He about to spurg out. Or he just gonna run away. One of the two.
This is very indicative of the style of debate that you do. It's why you want to have debates on the definition of insurrection. We haven't even got to the second part. We're just broaching it now. It's because what you want to do is just to try to get these little narrow focused talking points that can then define what the debate becomes. So then you could walk away and say, oh, January 6th, by definition, we could say was an insurrection. Now fuck around and find out if you were those Trump supporters. Maybe Trump deserved to die, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, in the past, you've literally given the rationale for why you defend insurrections, saying that they're the other side of the coin of voting. This is, and it's the same thing here. If you think that, I guess if your audience isn't so bright, if you have me keep repeating the point that I initially fucking made and told you what they said, that somehow that proves something, it proves nothing. I told you what they said. My entire point of bringing this up was we haven't had any fucking court cases for over 100 years, even though there would have been obvious examples under your definition of the term insurrection. No court cases brought in the past 100 years. Then we have 3. If the definition of insurrection is so fucking obvious based on the legal standard, why do we have 3 fucking different definitions or attempts at definitions given in 3 separate court cases? If the definition's so obvious, they should all give the same definition, but they didn't. It's almost like something changed in the past 100 years. It's almost like they were like, we no longer view insurrection as the same way we did around the time of the Civil War, which is why no one brought up the term even suggesting Black Lives Matter or suggesting things like the Vietnam War protests or suggesting things like the attacks on ICE facilities or any other number of things, even the Chaz zone. None of it. None of it was brought up. And you know why. Did I lose you? I did. He booted me? Wow.
Yo, he's a sucker. He's a sucker. Shout outs to Rob, man. As a matter of fact, I want to make sure to shout out in full. Go and check out their channel, man. Normal America Rob. I think their name is pronounced Noor. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it correct. They just smoked Destiny. He went running. I knew it. I know. Because whenever you take a wokie and you confront them with the truth, they can't handle it. They can't handle it. It's crazy out here. The non-amazing Lucas. The amazing Wokus. That's not it. That's a Dusty Hat. That sounds perfect. Dusty Hat is what we gonna call him. Dusty Hat. With all the crust, and he just need a lint brush for that hat. He's really upset at Trump. Why? Because Donald Trump made a statement during one of his conferences, and apparently it went too far because it mentioned MLK. Let's check this out. He's about to cry.
For like these ego-driven questions. And the reporters know that he can't help it. He can't help it. I don't know. It's like a moth to the flame. They know it's going to destroy them, but they're just like, I can't help it. It's innate. I don't know. It's something in their DNA. And he's asked a question, and I'm not sure what the question was, because he starts off by talking about January 6th and how the people were treating them fairly. And then somehow goes into the crowd size.
No, I think the people that, if you look at January 6th, which a lot of people aren't talking about very much, I think those people were treated very harshly. And they were there to complain, not through me. They were there to complain about an election. And, you know, it's very interesting. The biggest crowd I've ever spoken to.
What? And I'm just like, where did January 6th and the crowd size come to be? And then he goes even further. Like he doesn't know when to stop. He then talks about Martin Luther.
I paused it too early. I should have kept it going. Why are you so mad? Now I know. My bad. Let's continue. It's because he brought up Martin Luther King. I don't know why you putting him on a pedestal, but okay.
Luther King.
Let's go.
Bruh,
Let's hear it.
he talks about Martin Luther King, how he's like, well, they said that he had 1 million and I had little, but I don't agree with that. He's trying to debate crowd size of Martin Luther King. I kid you not.
And I said peacefully and patriotically, which nobody wants to say, but I said peacefully and patriotically. The biggest crowd I've ever spoken to, and you've seen, Maggie, I was at the mall. I was at the Washington Monument. I was at the whole thing. I had crowds. I don't know who's ever had a bigger crowd than I have, but I had it many times. The biggest crowd I've ever spoken before was that day. And I'll tell you, it's very hard to find a picture of that crowd. You see the picture of a small number of people relatively going to the Capitol, but you never see the picture of the crowd. The biggest crowd I've ever spoken. I've spoken to the biggest crowds. Nobody's spoken to crowds bigger than me. If you look at Martin Luther King, when he did his speech, his great speech, and you look at ours, same real estate, same everything, same number of people. If not, we had more. And they said he had 1 million people, but I had 25,000 people. But when you look at the exact same picture, and everything's the same because it was the fountains, the whole thing, all the way back to from Lincoln to Washington, and you look at it, and you look at the picture of his crowd, my crowd, we actually had more people.
What? What are you talking about?
That's what this man is talking about. How he had a bigger crowd size than Martin Luther King.
So mad?
I don't even know what to say to that, bro. I really genuinely, I'm just confused. Like, why? For what reason? You're arguing with Martin Luther King's crowd size? Like,
this dude, Lucas, is a loser. You're that upset because Trump talked about the size of MLK's audience? Words are, who cares? Who cares? Right? Like, he can say what he wants. It's a free country. Right? You just mad. Oh, how dare you? How dare you bring up MLK? He ain't gonna help you with reparations. He got a holiday though, day off. I don't even know when that day is. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't pay attention to holidays, especially MLK. I digress, I guess. Nonetheless, I'm blasted. Oh man. Just like Lucas's dusty hat is just collecting up there. There's a new MrBeast allegation that comes out and it just looks horrible. Now, I'm not Chris Hansen. I'm not trying to be an internet detective. I'm just talking about what's going on out there in the world and in society and giving you guys my opinion on it. It's nasty out here in these streets. Apparently, he was doing things that some people might consider forms of torture when it comes to not letting people sleep. And trust me, it's somebody with loud neighbors that the filters are helping you guys not hear right now. At like 3 a.m. when I'm filming this, I looked at my hand like there was, like my wrist, like it was a watch there. What time is it? Skin o'clock? Yes, that could be bad, but way worse than that. Apparently he had registered SA and S offenders in his content, and they working with mask on. And then he calls them by their nickname that's allegedly referring to their crime. This looks bad. Let's take a look at it, man.
The MrBeast team has been working with a convicted SA offender.
Well, there was a known offender, registered offender, convicted offender on the registry and everything who worked there. From what I hear, I can't confirm or deny. From what I hear, he's on the registry for doing some not great stuff to some underage people. And they knew that. He's working at a channel that has underage people on and around and is targeted to underage people. And they covered up the fact that not only did he work there, but he was like the manager when it all started.
Wow, that is absolutely horrific if that is true. Getting those vibes of, I don't know, Dan Schneider, Nickelodeon, all of that weird stuff. I mean, how did...
Shout outs to Pegasus too, guys. This is where I'm sourcing this information. That's nasty. If that's true, that is some Nickelodeon type of flow.
How did this possibly ever happen? Nobody who has done that type of stuff to a child should ever, ever, ever be allowed anywhere near kids or to even work on a channel that has so many kid viewers. It is just completely unacceptable. Again, I'm praying MrBeast did not know about this, but still, it is bad because it is his responsibility to monitor who is being employed under him and at his company. Now, it gets really bad when we allegedly have video footage of the guy in a MrBeast video.
He'll be in videos.
Is that one of the videos they were
thumbnails? He'll be around. And whenever he is.
With a mask.
He's wearing a mask. Why would you wear a mask? Why would you conceal your face? It's like, what are you concealing? That you are a registered offender? And that your face can be looked up on a thing? How much more can you literally cover up a offender? It's like, why do you call him Delaware? I didn't know. Apparently they called him Delaware because he's not allowed to go back to Delaware.
I mean, what is going on? Why is a guy like that just randomly in your videos with a mask on? I mean, allegedly they call this guy Delaware because he's banned from Delaware for his disgusting crimes. I mean, that's insane. Why are people joking about that? I mean, I'm hoping there's some other story to that nickname because that sounds really bad. And it actually gets a million times worse because a very concerning clip of MrBeast allegedly referring to this man by his disturbing nickname Delaware is in a video. Credit to Upper Echelon for his video here.
During the I spent 24 hours straight in insane asylum video, in which MrBeast did not spend 24 hours in any such thing himself, Zorro is a main contestant. However, at 9 minutes and 12 seconds, MrBeast himself states, "Don't touch Delaware's cracker," during one of the joking meals that they were given.
He's after my hungry.
Don't touch Delaware's cracker. Don't touch Delaware's cracker.
That simple, innocuous slip presents a very big problem. If Jake Weddle's testimony is accurate, which I believe it is, having compared the height of Delaware, or Zorro, to that of Chandler, as well as eye color, hair color, weight, facial features, etc., it all checks out. If Jake Weddle's testimony is accurate, it means that not only was there a convicted offender working at MrBeast, convicted of explicit acts with a victim under the age of 11, by the way, but his nickname was the state in which those crimes occurred, which MrBeast himself openly used.
I mean, if this is all true, this is some really sick stuff. Why are they joking about that name if that is the story behind it? Why?
Yeah, that's nasty as heck. Yeah, that was way worse than I even expected. Right. And once again, I ain't Chris Hansen out here, but a lot of this stuff don't seem right at all. But tell me what you think down in the comment section. Share the video so people could be aware of some of this stuff, fam. Tell me what you think. If you want to make a suggestion for other future topics, let me know. Join Discord, all the others. I don't even feel comfortable saying hit the like button or subscribe. I don't feel comfortable. What the hell was that? Hey guys. Hope you enjoyed watching the video. Now, if you have some extra time, can you do me a favor? Check out my music. I rap, I sing, and I make beats. All of that should be linked in the description. Also, if you want to watch me live stream, you can check me out on BX Boy Live. That's another YouTube channel. It should be linked to my homepage. And you can check me out on Twitch and Rumble. I'm streaming on all these platforms, man. Trying to just get out there. Also, if you want to support me, you can sign up for my memberships on my channel, as well as my Patreon for as low as $1. You get exclusive access to a bunch of videos early before you even get it on YouTube, as well as videos that's not ever going to be on YouTube. Stuff that actually got me suspended and banned. It's kind of my anti-cancel culture fund for BX Beast Boy. You know what I mean? And it also helps me get resources for certain video essays and things of that nature. Check that out if you're able to. Follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram, and join my Discord if you are able to, man. The link should be somewhere within my description or somewhere on my channel. I would really love to see you there, man. That's where you get a chance to talk to me and the rest of my supporters, man. I appreciate you guys. Bang, gang, out.